let's talk a little bit about, you're still competing, and you've been in the Pro Tour here this year, and the first tour you actually made it into the finals. But let's talk about, what does a typical day of practice look like for you?
For me or for the average skier?
Yeah, well, for you.
Honestly, it comes in waves. That this year, and it's probably evidenced by my lack of amazing scores this year, my priority has to be the business of water skiing, which is what I started with. I compete in pro events, and don't get me wrong, I would love to be #1 guy in the world.
Sure.
I don't know if I have the time or willingness to put in what it really takes to do that with my own skiing.
Right.
But when I'm truly training, I've gotten in different routines that have worked throughout the years. You know, there was a while where I was skiing 3 sets a day for 2 days, and then I'd take a day off. 3 sets a day for 2 days, take a day off repeatedly. Lately, and probably with a little age added to me, I've tried to focus a little more on quality sets. I'll ski a set a day, occasionally 2. Sometimes I find myself, when I'm busy with all the goings on here and the travel with doing clinics and things on site, that I take worthless sets from time to time. And that might be something that's important for people to realize. It's that going out and jumping on the water and skiing and coming back to the dock and all of a sudden realizing, wait a minute, I just took a practice set, is really not as valuable as it seems. You might as well just go for a run.
Right,
It's fitness.
Sure.
So I battle with that day in and day out. But I guess my answer at the end of the day is we all have jobs. I mean, most pro skiers have other jobs. There's only a few that do it full time.
Right.
Those guys are able to do it full time because they do so well at it. So they deserve some respect for the fact that they can make a full living in pro water skiing. But the rest of us try to promote the sport as well, like they are, but also, you know, work within it.
Right. Now, do you do any kind of cross training? You know, when I talked with Natalie Hamrick, you know, she was big into yoga. Your wife is a Pilates instructor. You know, are you out there, you know?
Well, I do, and I'll be honest, I'm one of those guys, I guess I would be a workaholic even though I'm in a sport that I love, so it's hard to come home at the end of the day and say, oh, I worked 12 hours today, and my wife thinks, well, you're water skiing, who cares, big deal. But I do think, Pilates, she worked with me a lot initially. I've done it less lately because I've been so preoccupied business-wise.
Right.
Pilates is amazing for what we do. Yoga, I think, is just good all-around health. There's, you know, people who say that it might not be perfect for water skiing, but I think it's great all-around health. It's good for here and your body as well, and it really helps with skiing because you become a little more flexible and a lot stronger in odd positions. You know, if you watch Will Asher and Jamie ski,
right, whether
they're doing yoga or not, those guys get in some situations where the rest of us would either bail out or die.
Right.
And they still run the pass at 39. So. But I do those things a bit. I ride a bike a little bit. I run a little bit. I swim a little bit. I snow ski some in the winter.
Okay.
I water ski throughout the winter as well. And I have a training program. Karen Eade, who's down in Florida, who does a lot of water ski training programs for people. She actually was helping out with the fantasy camp, Water Ski Mag fantasy camp a couple weeks ago, doing some things for some of those students as well. She's given me a good program. Whether I adhere to it or not,
that's a different story.
It's too bad that she can't just give me the program, and if I put it in a file folder, it works. But
right.
It doesn't. So.